Hey, welcome to the Relationship Playbook for Marriage. I'm Tara Davis. I love to talk about everything relationships, your marriage, your partnership. So, today let's talk about making changes in our relationship and why do we even want to make changes? So, a lot of my clients come to me because things aren't working in their marriage or in their relationship, in their partnerships. And so the first thing that we get to look at is what's not working? What is working? And why? Why is it really working in your relationship? How are you contributing? What are you doing when things are really going great? What is it that you're doing that allows everything to just flow smoothly? Conversely, when it's not going great and things aren't going the way that you want them to, and you want to make changes, and you know, this area of my life is not working. What isn't working? So, first of all, I invite you to make a list, like make a list on your app, on your Google Doc, make on your journal, write down what really isn't working and what is it that I really desire to change in my relationship. Write down how you are contributing to what's not working. How are you playing a part in what isn't working in your relationship? Like, are you adding to the argument? Are you being silent and not contributing to part of the discussion? Here's something that I find as well that a lot of clients, a lot of us don't realize we're actually drama addicts. There is so much drama and stress all around us today. We have stress at our jobs. There is stress on the news. There's stress everywhere. We can actually become addicted to that stress, to that drama, to that feeling, that zinging in your body, that feeling of what it feels like when you're so stressed out, you're so high strung. Oftentimes we think everything is going to fall apart if I'm not in that mode. Like if I'm not stressed out and if my body doesn't feel like that zinging place, things might fall apart. Or my marriage might go downhill if I'm not really focused on what's going on and controlling what's going on. So here's a good way to know if you're addicted to drama in your relationship. When there's an argument or a disagreement that's started, do you dive head first? Like, do you dive right into that conversation and just really go with it? Check it out. You might be addicted to drama. Does your ego pop in when there's a disagreement in your relationship, in your marriage? Does your ego pop in and decide? I mean, do you hear that little voice that says, I'm going to be right on this one? I am going to tell you how this is going to go down. Check and see if that voice is there for you. And if you notice that voice, I encourage you to silence it. Or, yeah, you're probably not going to silence it. I encourage you to check it, notice it, and come back to you. Come back to the discussion where you and your partner are having a discussion or an argument. Check and see also if you always have to be right. That is more than likely another case that you are addicted to drama. And it's okay because actually, by and large, all of us have some kind of a drama addiction unless we have really nipped it in the bud and we know we don't need that drama in our life and we know how to communicate. So I invite you to see, are you one who likes to perpetuate the arguments, or do you notice that you find yourself conveniently in arguments or disagreements? Or that you notice when someone else is having a disagreement, two other people are having a disagreement, you want to join in. Even if it's just to fend for someone else, actually, it's probably none of your business. I invite you just to check in and see what would happen if you didn't jump in. Or if you get into a disagreement with your partner, with your spouse, and if you don't say anything other than, okay, yeah, right. Like those are all sentences without actually starting the argument. Listen to the voice and see what your voice wants to say. Like, does your voice really tell you you need to be right? Then you might have a drama addiction. So I invite you to see where it is that you want to make some changes in your marriage, in your partnership, in your relationships. And then I invite you to see where is it that you're playing into? How are you contributing to these places that you want to change? We are in a constant state of change. We're in a constant state of movement. I don't remember what that phrase is, but you can always count on change, right? Nothing will ever stay the same. So you can always count on your marriage to evolve and to shift and to grow. It's way easier when we jump on the bandwagon and go with it. It's so much harder when we fight it. So I invite you, I encourage you to see where are you playing a part in the change that you want to make? Where are you playing a part in holding back from that change? Are you addicted to drama? Are you addicted to the argument? Are you addicted to the stress? I invite you to look at all these things, write them down, start to recognize the patterns that you notice in your relationships. Next week, we're going to talk more on relationships and how many more other places we want to shift and change and how that looks, how we're going to do that. I'll see you next week. If you want to hear more, learn more, see more, I invite you to go to my website, The Relationship Playbook for Marriage. You can also find me on Instagram at taradavis.me is my Instagram. And I'm always posting stories on there about relationships, about marriage. I'll see you next week.